welcome to those of you who are tuning in for this recording of restorative yoga. This beautiful practice actually on election night here in America. So we don't know what's going to happen yet, but we are just going to breathe in this time of transition. Blanket may be helpful for this practice, as well as the use of a wall. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. So that might mean sitting on your blanket with your back against the wall. If you were out canvassing or just walking, it might be nice to feel that support behind you and a little cushion underneath you. You could also sit, cross-legged away from the wall, whatever works for you and your space. So again, just beginning with that idea of a comfortable seat, dropping the hands into the lap. Let's close our eyes and take a few rounds of breath right here. Feeling our shoulders drop away from the ears with each exhale. Allowing ourselves to invite in some peace this evening. Not looking for peace within the world or, within even our home, just within ourselves as we start to focus on our own breathing. This can be the most challenging practice of all, just sitting with our own breath. When we do hard things, it can be nice to know that there's a community of other folks who are also doing those hard things. So as we breathe right here, even though we might not be able to hear each other, we can start to feel the energy of one another. Breathing in peace for ourselves, exhaling peace for each other. And again, this can be where we stay. And if this is your first class with me, know that you're always welcome to fall asleep, right? Especially in restorative class. If your breathing becomes so deep that you fall asleep, well, that's okay by me. That means you needed it. If you'd like to invite a little movement into the body, let's start by dropping our head down, chin to chest. Good, let that head be heavy. Keep the shoulders back. Try to take a few breaths into the neck. Inhale, we're gonna bring the right ear up and over towards the right shoulder. Exhale, chin drops back down to the chest. Inhale, opposite ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And we're just going to keep this going side to side a couple more times. Inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Opposite side, inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Try that once more, side to side. As you even out through both sides, we're going to meet with our chin to our chest. Then keep the chin to the chest, weave the fingers together, place the palms at the base of the skull, let the elbows point down. We want to be careful not to pull or yank on the head. We're just going to add a little bit of weight Starting to deepen that stretch down the back of your neck. Let the elbows point down. Take 2 more breaths. Exhale, release your grip. Drop the hands down into your lap. Then with an inhale, we're going to bring our fingertips to our forehead. Press the head up to center. And then lightly tap the fingers along your forehead in that space between your eyebrows and your hairline. This stimulates some blood flow and oxygen to come into the prefrontal cortex of the brain. Can help us to be more rational, less reactive. For those of you that may work with senior citizens or children, this can be a good exercise to share with them, right? Because again, it just kind of helps us get back into that logical space, thought process, breathing in. Exhale, release the hands down. Now, if that's really helpful for you to think about like bringing logic, maybe zip the lips together and start to breathe in and out through your nose. Right, we're gonna create, it's almost like a Darth Vader sounding breath as we breathe in and out. In and out through the nose, lifting up through the soft palate, the back of the throat there. You're like we're trying to fog up a glass mirror underneath our nose. That breath can help to keep, right, that focus forward. It can be really good for clearing the sinuses. If you have some tissues nearby, you wanna like clear things out. If you are trying to let go of stress, open mouth exhales. Right, really just like breathing from the belly, letting it all go. Either breath is fine. But think about which one you'd like to utilize. And then let's practice coming back to that breath for the next like half hour that we're together, okay? So again, Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. Try that maybe once or twice just to check it out. Good. And then maybe you come to that more cleansing breath, open mouth exhale. Try that once or twice. Decide which one works better for you and return to it every time the mind starts to wander. Sitting up nice and tall. If we have our legs crossed, switch your legs. So the opposite leg is crossed in front, just to even things out. And then we're gonna sit nice and tall, sweep the arms overhead. Good, reaching up to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, drop your right hand to the ground beside you, send the left arm over without lifting your left cheek off the ground or off the blanket if you're sitting on the blanket. You can let your head fall to the right. Breathe into the rib cage and your side obliques. Allow your breath to soften you. Taking 2 more breaths coming towards the ground with each exhale. Now, as we inhale, we're going to press ourselves up to center. Exhale, lower that left hand down, arms to your sides. Both arms can come to your sides. We can open and close our hands in a fist a couple times, get the blood flowing all the way to the fingertips, or maybe shake out those hands. Now you stay wherever you're at. I'm just gonna turn so that everyone can get a different angle, okay? So sitting upright, Again, we can be cross-legged or with the legs extended. Keep yourself however you were when you did the first side. We're gonna reach those arms high to the sky. Breathe in. Good. Now exhale, drop your left hand down, send the right arm over, over, over. Good. Find that big side body stretch here. Relax through the neck, through the jaw. Two more rounds of breath right here. Good. Inhale, let's come on up to center. Exhale, lower the right hand down to your side. Hands to our sides. We're gonna open the hands and then close the fists a couple times. Open and close. Good. Open and close. Keep your hands in two fists. Lift those knuckles up and then circle around at your wrists. Good. Switch direction. Circle the opposite way. Really good for those of us who spend a lot of time typing or working with our hands, right? Making like tiny repetitive movements. This is really helpful for inflammation in the hands and the fingers. Shake out through those hands. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's come to a tabletop, okay? So go ahead and swing the legs around. Find your way to the hands and knees in a tabletop. Now, if the floor underneath you is pretty hard, you could use your blanket under the knees for a little bit of cushion, right? You're just kind of figuring out what works for you in your space. We're gonna come to this tabletop, palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Then take an inhale, drop the belly towards the earth, lift the hips, lift the head. This is our cow pose. Big arch through the spine. Breathe in. Exhale, pull the belly up and in, round, cat back. We're gonna exaggerate these two movements. Again, inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. One more, just like that. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. Inhale, let's come to neutral tabletop. Good. Exhale, we're gonna step our right foot forward towards the outside of our right pinky finger. Get that foot as close to the outside of the pinky finger as you can. Now, if this feels like too much, bring the blanket underneath you, lift the chest up, right? So we're gonna take our chest up, take some of the pressure out of that leg. If this feels okay, we want more sensation through the right hip. Soften your elbows and drop the chest down towards the ground, right? So there's always a way that we can kind of dial it up or dial it down to make the pose feel more accessible. Find the sweet spot for your body and then come back to your breath. Right? Remembering that intention that we set together, inhaling peace for ourselves, exhaling peace for each other. That means me when I'm making you do hip stuff. Don't be cursing me out in your head. Now, it's okay if you do. The hips can be really stubborn sometimes. Let all that stress, all that tension go. 3 more rounds of breath right here. Good. If you're not already, let's come down or up onto our hands. So the palms are gonna come to the ground underneath those shoulders. We've still got the right foot in that forward lunge position, right? Tuck the left toes to pick up your back knee off the ground. Now, if that's just not happening, you can keep the knee down and do this next move with the left knee on the ground. Okay, but if we've got that knee up, we're gonna rock on the ball of the foot, forward and back. Move the hips forward and back. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower your left knee down. Swing the right knee back. Let's come on up to stand on our knees. Good. If that does not work, if your knees need a break, sit on your butt. That's fine too. Okay. If we're okay on our knees, well, wherever we're at, keep the chest lifted. Extend the right arm out like you're going to shake hands with somebody. Good. Keeping the right arm extended. Reach the left arm forward, crossing at the wrist. So left wrist is on top of the right. Now turn the palms to face in towards each other. Weave the fingers together. You guys with me so far? Knuckles are extending forward. Notice what's happening with the shoulders. A lot of us have a habit of lifting those shoulders without realizing it. Try to drop the shoulders down away from your ears. Now keep the shoulders down as we bend the elbows and draw the knuckles in towards the chest, rolling those knuckles up. Good, fingers are still together. A little bit of a magic trick. Breathe in, breathe it out. Good. Inhale, keep those fingers together. Weave the knuckles down and out. Exhale, release your grip. Shake out through those hands. Let's come back to our tabletop on hands and knees. As we come to our tabletop, we can shake the hips out a little side to side. Maybe rock the head out. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. Come back to center. Inhale here. Now exhale, step the left foot forward. Slide that left foot up towards the outside of the left pinky finger. Sometimes one hip feels very different than the other, and that's okay, right? Remember, there's always a way that we can dial it down. Lifting the chest up takes some of the pressure out of that leg, or lowering the chest brings more pressure, right? More intensity, more sensation. We want to find the place in yoga. It's sometimes called our edge, right? The edge of comfort and discomfort. Maybe right on the edge of discomfort and pain. Avoid crossing that edge into pain. We want to always be kind to ourselves, to these bodies. Taking a few more breaths. If we're not there already, we're going to come up onto the hands, palms under the shoulders, keep the left foot forward, tuck the right toes to pick up that back knee. Hips stay low as we rock forward and back on the ball of the right foot. Moving those hips forward and back is really good for the fascia, the stuff that's around our muscles, where a lot of our tension and stress can be held. Breathe in. Exhale, go ahead and lower that right knee and swing the left leg back. Let's come to our tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale, come on up to stand on those knees. Again, standing on the knees doesn't work. Swing the legs around, have a seat on your butt. Now we're going to reach the left arm forward. So if we're shaking hands with somebody, the right arm comes out, crossing right wrist over left. Breathe in, turn the hands to face in, weave the fingers together. Notice where your shoulders are at. Drop them down. Good, breathe in right here. Exhale, bend those elbows, draw the knuckles in towards the heart, roll up as the elbows point down. Beautiful. We're gonna breathe in and breathe it out. Inhale, extend those arms back out, unwind, and exhale, release, drop the hands, take it out. Nice work. All right, from here, we're gonna come to have a seat, and you wanna have some room on either side of you. So I know some of you are in smaller spaces or negotiating space with somebody else who's practicing with you. Just wanna be able to extend those legs out to a wide V as you come to your seat, okay? So kind of negotiating that space, maybe moving your mat if you need to. You can sit with your legs wide on the mat. You can just have the legs wide with the mat extended in front of you. Again, whatever works for you and your space. And we're gonna keep our right leg out, bend the left knee. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right leg. If your hips are really tight, there's a few different ways we could use this blanket. You could sit on the blanket. Sometimes when the hips are elevated, that takes some of the pressure out of the seat or the hips. If your left knee is way up in the air, it feels really tight out here, put the blanket underneath the outside of your knee. Give it some support. You can also, if that right leg is really tight, sometimes it feels good to put the blanket underneath the back of the right knee. Maybe you go and grab 7 blankets and you put all the blankets everywhere because it feels so good. That's fine. And then keeping the right leg extended, the left knee bent, we're going to drop our fingertips down in front of us. Good. And that blanket can be wherever you want it to be. And then we're just going to walk ourselves forward, melting the heart towards the ground. Take a few rounds of breath right here. Let the head be heavy, the neck relaxed. I know it has been a stressful day, week, month, decade, life. But as we breathe, we can imagine some of that stress rolling off our shoulders. I talked in class yesterday, so forgive me if you've already heard this, but I recently learned that we can hold up to 13 generations of trauma in our bodies. Kind of crazy. So as we breathe and let the chest keep falling forward, we can think about our bodies, letting go of stuff that we might not even be conscious we've been holding on to. Continuing to invite that intention. Peace for me and peace for you. 2 more rounds of breath right here. Inhale, slowly start to walk yourself back up to a seat. Take your time. We're going to take the blanket out from underneath whatever knee it's under. If you're sitting on it, you can just keep on sitting on that blanket. And then open the left leg out to a 45-degree angle. Bend the right knee. Bring that right foot in. Right foot to the inner thigh of the left leg. Now, again, our blanket is available. Even if you didn't use it on the first side, if you notice maybe that right side, that right knee is super high, I'm going to tell you what, paint in this room, my right leg is feeling it way more than my left. And that's okay, right? So I'm going to take care of that leg. Needs it. You might want to put the blanket underneath the left knee. Maybe you're sitting on the blanket. It's all good. Setting ourselves up, breathe in, drop the fingertips down. Exhale, walk the hands out, surrender your heart forward. We're going to be here for a few minutes, right? Same amount of time as we were on the right side. Stay present with your breath. Notice when the mind will wander. Bring it back to this moment. Less than a minute to go right here. Stay with it. Inhale, let's start to walk ourselves up to a seat. Take your time. Remove the blanket from underneath whatever knee it's under. And then open the legs out to a wide V. We're going to take our blanket and open it out. So depending on how big your blanket is, you can open it all the way, keep it folded a little bit, right? If you're using like a towel or something. I'm going to keep mine like this, but if you have a bigger blanket, you want to let it flow, that's fine. Take it and wrap it over your shoulders. I was debating doing this, but we're all women here, and I just think it's really amazing. So as little, my favorite character was Grover, Super Grover to be specific. And so we are all now super women, right? We have made some amazing, amazing things happen in our lifetimes. And as women, we're about to make something even more amazing happen. So let's keep that blanket over our shoulders, extend the arms out. Right? Like it's a beautiful cape. Now lifting up through the chest, as if we were wearing the most beautiful necklace we could imagine, just really pushing our heart forward, arms extended. We might feel that through the wrists, through the forearms, the elbows, the biceps. Breathe in. Try to keep the heart like puffed up. As we exhale, we're going to lean forward a couple inches. Right? You might feel that in the low back or the backs of the legs. Breathe in. Now, keeping that heart lifted, just drop the hands down behind the legs. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, allow your chest to fold forward. We're going to come as deep as we can into this wide leg forward fold, but we're going to keep that blanket over our shoulders if possible, our cape, to remind us of our magnificence. Feeling the weight of the blanket guiding us closer to the ground. Knowing that it's not weight, but instead encouragement, pushing us to be more flexible. Take a few more rounds of breath right here, just practicing letting go. Inhale, begin to slowly roll up to seated. Try to keep that blanket over your shoulders. You come on up, breathe in. Exhale it out. Good. Bringing the legs together, shake it out. We're going to slide forward as much as we need to make some room behind us. You want to make enough room that you could lay down, okay, on your back. And we're going to take our blanket off our shoulders, fold it back up. The bigger the blanket, the more intense this next pose is going to be. So if your chest is feeling really tight, if you feel like you kind of have like a rounding in your upper back, maybe keep that blanket small to start. If your spine's feeling pretty flexible, you can make it a little bit thicker, right? So again, the thicker the blanket, the more intense it's going to be. Putting the blanket down behind us, we want to think about it being like right about where the back of our bra strap would be, okay? So as we lay back, we're going to line the blanket up right with the center of our upper back and let the head fall back. So we get this beautiful stretch into our heart and our throat. Knees can be bent. Our low back is on the ground. Hands to our sides. This is a nice counteracting posture for all the rounding that we did in our forward folds. Exhale, roll over to one side. Slide the blanket out from underneath you. Set it to the side of your mat. And then let's roll onto our back. So we're laying down on our back. Feet are on the floor. If that feels like too much or it's painful in your neck, you could put the blanket underneath the back of the head. Right? So if you need a little bit more support. Take a breath in right here. Exhale, hug the left knee into your chest. Wrap the hands around the left shin. Squeeze the left knee in tight. Good, now keep the left knee in. Slide the right leg forward. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Good. One more time, big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, open the arms to a T. Exhale, send the left knee across the body, taking a twist. Then the foot does not have to touch the ground. The knee does not have to touch the ground. They might not. You could put the blanket underneath you. Just let that leg kind of hang in midair. You could keep the knee bent, or you could straighten it out. Lots of variations that are available. Maybe turn the head to the left. Twists are a great posture for releasing energy. Maybe we're letting go of some of the fear, some of the tension that we've been holding on to. Inhale, draw the left knee back into your chest. Wrap the hands around that left shin. Circle the foot around at the ankle a couple times. And same foot, now we're going to switch directions, circle the opposite way. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, release the grip, lower both feet to the ground. Knees are bent, hands to our sides. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Once again, breathe in. Exhale, pick up the right knee. Draw the right knee into the chest. Take the hands around the right shin. Hug that knee in. Slide the left leg forward. This is the second half of our wind removing pose. This is a really good posture for our digestive system. You hold that right knee in, breathe in. Exhale down. Inhale, open the arms to a T. Exhale, send the right knee across the body. Twist it out. Try to mirror the twist that you took on the first side. So if you had the knee bent or you straightened it out. Inhale. Let's draw the right knee back into the chest. Wrap the hands around the shin. Circle the right foot at the ankle a couple times in one direction. And then circle back the other way. Breathe in. Exhale, release the grip. Extend both legs out long in front of you. Take the arms overhead. Early morning stretch. Exhale, invite both knees into the chest. Wrap the hands around your shins. Give yourself a big hug. Thank yourself for taking the time to be here tonight. And with our next breath, we silently thank each other for holding space in this community. Exhale, release the grip. Extend the legs out in front of you. Drop the hands to your sides. Let's take up some room on our mat, on the floor, as we settle in for our final Shavasana. So we want to be in a comfortable resting position. That might mean you put the blanket underneath your head or you cover up with the blanket, get kind of cozy. If laying on your back isn't comfortable and you want to lay on your side or even sit up, it's all fine. We'll take a few moments of stillness right here, allowing the piece that we've worked on to absorb in these moments of stillness. Have a sweet rest. Let's begin to deepen our breath as we reawaken ourselves. Wiggling through the fingers and toes, we'll invite movement back into the body slowly. Bend the knees, roll to your favorite side. Take a pause for a breath or two. And then press up from here to a comfortable seat. There's no rush or hurry. Take your time to get there. As we find our way back to this seat, let's take an opportunity to thank ourselves for carving out this time, for carving out this piece. Bringing our hands together at our hearts, acknowledging this space that we've shared. Take one more breath as a community. Let it go. With an inhale, lift the thumbs to the forehead. If you'd like, you can bow forward as we say, Namaste.